while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder. You know, sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything
Good morning.
just gets harder.
It's a Sunday and I've been feeling a little lost the last few weeks. So what better way to figure the problem out by making a video about it? I'll be talking about my honest review as a vet for 3 years now and what it means to have a sustainable career in vet med. We'll go through some topical issues that are happening in the vet world as we speak. And maybe that will be useful for you for interviews. Also, just as a personal reflection video, really, to go through some questions about how these past few years have been. You can use these questions for your own personal reflection as well. And we'll reach the final verdict of, is being a vet worth it? Well, I'm only 3 years out, but you know. So part 1 is about how I came to this issue to begin with. So I don't know if you feel the same, but being a vet for 3 years now, the first 2 years were really challenging in terms of steep learning curve, but it's also very exciting. You get lots of guidance, you learn lots of things. And then now, being 3 years out, you are somewhat comfortable. Like I go to work, I don't feel as scary as I used to. Obviously, you still have some scary days. But you start to think about your progression, about how far you can go, and see what your peers are doing around you at this stage. And what I notice is a lot of my friends have either changed jobs at least once in the first 2 years, or moved countries to Australia, for example, or New Zealand to travel and work. And some have started internships with the idea of going into residency programs in universities. And also some friends who have left clinical work to do teaching in university. So there's lots of changes and it's not a clear path. I guess I feel a little bit lost about where to go. And the reason I feel so troubled is because problems in the vet profession, there are a number of them and you see them a lot online. And you see people posing lots of questions about, should I stay in this profession or should I leave? And this year in the UK alone, there have been lots of topical issues from the XL bully ban and the CMA investigations and lack of public trust in vets because of a lot of factors, price rises, cost of living. So I feel a little exhausted having to deal with seeing lots of owners with good intentions. They rescue these dogs from dodgy breeders, and because these dogs have dodgy genetics, they end up with lifelong problems, skin issues, tummy issues, and these medical issues are not easy to treat and they require cost and everything, you know, and it's very sad when you get stuck in a situation where the owner tried to do good, but they can't afford it and the pet is suffering at the end of the day. So you see lots of that. Other negative things are feeling tired after work and not having a good balance and not having energy and time to experience life, I suppose, compared to other people. I know you shouldn't compare, but you know, just feels a little bit interesting to think that, is this it? Maybe is this what your routine will be day in, day out as a small animal vet? And are we okay with that? You know, so we're going to try and figure it out. We're going to reflect back and see how far we've come and what sort of qualifications we have had, how it can help us to move towards a path that we would like, and also a little bit about our values. So if you find that interesting or relaxing to listen to this weekend, I'm so glad you're here with me. So let's figure it out together. I must say, there are also a lot of positives about this job. Let's take a moment to reflect on parts that I enjoy about this job. And if you're in a different profession, this is a good question as well for yourself. If you're 3 years out, 5 years out working, in corporate or another profession. Yeah. So I'd say as a vet, the perks is obviously you get to work with animals. And animals, they are precious creatures. You see so many different types of them as well, each with their own cute and adorable behaviors and also interesting characters. They're very funny animals. And dogs, cats, rats, gerbils, chicken. I had a chicken the other day as well. And it really keeps it interesting. And you do feel a sense of being proud of feeling good that you can help these animals, whereas other people can't, and because you have the knowledge. And I really find it rewarding when I can chat to owners and share knowledge with them as well, especially when they are so keen to look after their animals as well. That's very rewarding. And every day is different, which makes it interesting. I get to work with a really lovely team as well. And although the days are crazy and you feel rushed off your feet, you feel a sense of accomplishment when you survive the day. You troubleshoot with your team and you make a new plan each time. It feels like a game and it feels very interesting. You definitely don't just sit down and work at your desk all day. You have to move a lot and lift a lot of animals, and that's fun. Yes, I like that you get to do surgery and you get to do x-rays, imaging, different things. So it requires a lot of skills. Being able to use all those skills makes you feel very useful, which is nice, I suppose. And stable job, yes, it is a very stable job. It is a job that a lot of people need to hire vets these days because there's not enough of them. Not enough of them stay long in the job. So, if you want to live in a different city or a different country, you can take your vet passport with you and go there. So I suppose job security. Although recently there have been some redundancies happening in some corporates or some practices. So, nothing is perfect. But on the whole, usually if you have that MRCVS qualification, you will find a job. It's just whether it's a job that you like or in a location that you like. So yeah, you never run out of a job. Having stable pay. We've discussed things about pay in my previous videos. We don't get paid a lot, so well, everything is relative, but you can watch that video to find out. I suppose another aspect that I do enjoy is also building relationships. You get to build relationships with your clients and it feels like they really trust you and you feel that you are contributing positively to that relationship. The friendships you make with your colleagues as well, where you go through hardships together and also positive outcomes together, that's really fun. And the aspect of you are giving back to the community, and we do have a collaboration with like RSPCA, you help with the other animal rescues as well. So that aspect of helping the society is something I enjoy as well. I like that I can create positive impact and help others. I like that it's usually almost always a net positive that I bring every day, that I can relieve animals of their suffering, help them feel better. Downside is it is also a very emotional job and you get really emotionally involved. So you need to take care of yourself for that. Yeah. And every day you get a different story or happening at work that makes it very interesting. I also like that I'm learning something new every day and being able to speak to specialists and asking for their advice as well. And learning through that is also really, really cool and really rewarding. You learn something new every day. So you never get bored, for sure. And we're done. So let's go get some breakfast together and reflect more about how far we've come and the skills we've acquired and how to get to where we want to be. Let's go. See you later. we're currently at Tim Hortons. Do you want anything? Let's get some food. Cream melted. That's really sad. Let's have some food and talk about our achievements so far. Sometimes if we're rushing so much in life and getting qualification after qualification, wanting to achieve things, we can overlook how far we've come. So here are some questions that you can use, and also me thinking and talking through my reflections. Yes, it is uncomfortable, but it is the work that we have to do. So, what have I achieved so far in terms of qualifications? I have done 6 years of vet school. It's good. You want some? Go. Done the 2-year grad scheme. So a graduate scheme, we had loads of various CPDs. It's not so much a qualification, but you get your vet GDP done, which is what every new grad needs to go through in the UK. And then I did a 1-year postgraduate certificate in animal nutrition at the University of Glasgow because I was interested in nutrition. I also did my ABVA, so what does that stand for? ABVA, Association of something B, veterinary acupuncture. Basically, it's a veterinary acupuncture qualification in the UK that you do. And since then, I've been doing some acupuncture cases in my patients, and yeah, just carrying on. I also completed my vet GDP advisor course, meaning I can be a vet GDP advisor for future new grads and mentor them as well. Oh, I also did my OV certification, so I've done the official veterinarian qualification where I can certify passports, animal health certificates, basically, for pets, cats, dogs, ferrets that need to leave the UK to go to the EU. The next steps is to consider doing either a certification or a residency, which is what a lot of my friends are currently into. And I haven't really found something that I really love. I like everything. I like consulting, I love surgeries, I love doing x-rays. Well, I want to get better at doing x-rays. So at the moment, I'm just okay with x-rays. Ultrasound scanning, I find it all very interesting, like cardiology, dermatology. There's so many things to learn about each of those subjects, and I find that I equally love all of them at the moment. So I really enjoy the general practice aspect of being a vet at the moment. So having identified my achievements so far in the last 3 years, ticking all of those boxes, it is fun and I do learn more. And also, you know, in my spare time, if there's any free webinars online that interest me, I watch them and learn and share knowledge, and I find joy in doing that. Because I feel like the more people have the same database or like share the database of knowledge of cases, then the more efficient we can be at our jobs. So the next question to consider is, who do I admire in terms of, you know, future mentors down the line, and what do I admire about them, to see if they can serve as virtual role models for myself as something that I would consider going into. So vets that I admire are vets that own their own businesses, that have their own clinics, and quite a number of them share their journeys online on social media. There's Dr. Chow, there's Dr. Teo, and there's Dr. Z on Instagram as well. And it's really cool that they can create their own culture in the clinic and share their knowledge as well, and share their journeys on social media, and it just looks really impactful. And it also looks like a lot of work, obviously, and commitment. You really have to figure out the location that you want to set your clinic up in and give back to the community, and that's something really cool. I think really cool for long term. If if you know where you want to settle and things. So that's one. And then the second group of vets that I admire are vets who are locuming or have flexible schedules. So I see a lot of vets that look like they have lots of like work-life balance when they work night shifts. Some of them work night shifts and they have like long holidays. So the night shift patterns in the UK anyway, they tend to be you work 1 week on and then you get like 2 weeks off and you rotate in that way, that kind of thing. The downside to working night shifts is that obviously it takes a toll on your health if you don't cope with sleeping it at odd hours well. It's a stressful job and you need to have, you know, lots of experience. You can deal with emergency cases on your own. And locuming as well is a potential avenue. So locuming means you are not a permanent vet, but you freelance and you work for like many different clinics and get paid a bit more because they don't pay your normal permanent stuff like your pensions and taxes and stuff. You have to do that yourself. From my understanding, locuming used to be more sustainable last time when there were fewer vets, I think. And now locuming is a bit more competitive, and also you have corporates sort of like capping the price that locum vets can earn. So not price, the salary that locum vets can earn. So that makes it more difficult, well, challenging I suppose, and doesn't make it as more profitable as you may think to work as a locum vet compared to be a permanent vet. And so, you know, that's something to think about as well. There's also the unpredictability of being a locum vet. You don't have a permanent stable job that you can get income every month, so there's that to think about. And the third group of people that I admire seem to be online creators who have their own businesses as well, where they create positive impact to society and actually provide value. If it's like teaching people a certain skill or providing a certain product that's like sustainable and also helps other people or helps animals, software creation, things like that. And they have a lot of obviously, it's like a full-time thing and they also have their own struggles, but it sounds more sustainable long-term because you are creating your own business and you can sort of, it's like an asset that you are building for yourself, and in the future you can always sell off that business or delegate into to a team so that you can have time for yourself to spend with your family and friends. So that seems more sustainable long-term because you may be working like 24 hours a day, but you know those 24 hours are going back to yourself and that you are creating value for yourself and other people in the long run. Compared to if you work X number of hours for a company, you know, all of those hours are giving towards the company and they pay you, sure, but like they just pay you, that's it, you know. So that's something to think about. I guess, what do all three groups have in common? All three groups have ownership of their own time. So the business owner can plan their own time to do things they want to do. The locums as well, they have to sort their own time, and the online creators as well. So I suppose having control over your own hours is what I'm leaning towards too, maybe. The other thing is they also have more time. They have more time to spend with family and friends, have more time for a social life, I think. I suppose one way to overcome the lack of social life and hours is to cut down your hours to become like a part-time vet. But obviously your salary will be lower as well, and you need to think about that. And I suppose all three groups of people have a lot of unpredictability and uncertainty. Do I want that? I don't know. Maybe I don't like predictability, you know, because side story, before I had this job, I interviewed for 3 other jobs. 2 of them I could see how it would play out. Like I could see myself getting comfortable in this big hospital. I would start a certificate. I would, you know, be part of the team, and then day in, day out, you know, but you know, be like a full-time vet. And I could see myself on that route, and then that made me a bit like, oh, I know how this will turn out. I'm not sure if I want that. So then I went for option 3, which is my current job, where I could see myself going into various different things, and you know, that uncertainty part of it made it exciting. Is that a toxic relationship, being uncertain about the outcomes? I don't know. I honestly don't know. yeah, I'm still a bit lost. But I suppose, what are the steps I can take to get closer to clarity? I've identified the 3 groups of people that I aspire to be or I admire, whether it's certain qualities, how they make their decisions, building their career paths. And I suppose the next step I can do is to speak to them or, analyze their journeys of what they share online, on their podcast when they talk about their journeys. See if that's something that I could see myself doing or not. I suppose that's one of the actions I can take. I suppose the main goal is really finding a sustainable career in veterinary medicine. I feel like I'm only 3 years in. Okay, I'm very, very early. But I can see some people sharing their problems who are 20 years down the line, 50 years down the line. And they have the same struggles as I am experiencing now. So clearly it doesn't necessarily get better if we don't do anything about it. So we kind of have to do something. And if the future generation of vets are watching this video, I really hope that we have vets who are bold, innovative, wanting to change the direction of the profession. Because we really need those people right now, who are brave enough to stand up for themselves and, ask for better working conditions or brainstorm to use maybe AI or technology to improve our efficiency in diagnosing patients, managing patients, so that it eases the workload because of our staff shortages, for example. So we need those kind of people right now. And sustainable career in veterinary medicine is the big question, isn't it? Because I genuinely believe that we want to help the animals. We work really hard for it, and we can figure out how to solve this problem. I'm optimistic, obviously. I'm very optimistic. So I know this is a lot of rambling, but basically what a situation I want to avoid is me staying in the same path and then days go by, weeks go by, like it's November already, like, oh, how did it get this far in the year of 2024? I don't want many years to go by and I am drifting on autopilot, not realizing that I'm not getting any younger. I need to create opportunities and pathways for myself to, diversify your income, for example, invest, things like that, but also building the skills that can be compounded and bring value to society, to yourself, and things. I don't know if that made sense. But yeah, that's my thoughts, basically. So I'm just worried that things will not look so great in the future. But we stay optimistic. We are helping animals and we're figuring out other ways to help animals and also create value. So that's the main goal. The other option as well is to shadow these vets and actually see what their day in, day out is like to get a clearer picture. So that's a good option as well. So I'm going to finish the bagel and you finish your food too. Write some more thoughts down on those reflective questions and we're going to go on a walk. Maybe see a waterfall or two. Try and go down towards the water. Pretty. Let's go get a closer look. So I think I found us a cute little spot. Oh, that looks very, very cool. We're gonna park ourselves here for a second and finish the last part of the video. Hello, you okay? Hello, you okay? Oh, you okay? He or she?
She.
Hi, Sky. You okay? Oh, she's so cute. Oh, hello. And who's this?
That's Billy.
Billy. Hi, Billy. Well, thank you for being in the video.
Come on,
Little
then.
doggies. Bye-bye. Have a good time.
Yes, I know.
Oh, so cute. They got little treats. Okay, so to answer the question of my honest review, being a vet, I am enjoying it. I am still enjoying it. It really brings me joy to go to work and help the animals. It's really fun. It's very stressful at times, definitely, especially when you have a busy day and you need to cope with emergencies and you don't have enough staff. That's not great. But on the whole, the job is good. Yeah. Would I recommend it? I would recommend it to the right person. So it really isn't for everyone. You have to be okay with dealing with stress, with sad things, crying about things, getting over things, learning new things, and being okay with discomfort, I would say. And then if you're okay with that, then I'd say go ahead. Are you okay? Hello? Are you okay?
You're making films?
Yeah.
We do the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Amazing.
we bring the sand. Well, not today, but yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I film like waterfalls and things.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
but we used to do videos for meditation afterwards.
All right. Take care now. Bye. So many nice people here. Yes. So, how does first year compare to third year? So, I'd say first year was definitely a much steeper learning curve, and you often feel like you don't know what you're doing, which is normal, like any first job. But you do get a lot of guidance in terms of CPDs. If you join a grad scheme, they pretty much help you along the way of like closing any gaps and things like that, to get a basic grasp of everything, all the aspects, dermatology, cardiology, things like that. So I definitely felt burnt out and I didn't look after myself in the first few months, which is very normal, but look after yourself. But when it comes to third year, I find that I am more confident and I know what I'm doing most of the time. Things are more routine, common things are common, and the only thing is you get a little bit less guidance when you are at my stage, I feel anyway, because you already know the basics and it's up to you to figure out which area you want to specialize in, which I can feel that some people may feel lost, like myself, if you don't have an idea of where you want to specialize in. So you need a lot of proactiveness to seek out areas that you find interesting and basically improve your knowledge in those areas. So for me, I've been asking my friends, so basically having close contacts with your university friends would be my best advice, because everyone will have their own interests and it's so easy to just pop a message in the group chat and say, hey guys, anyone had any good CPD about ophthalmology recently, especially in exotics? Can you send me some links? And people are often very happy to share. And the good thing is as well, all these other vet friends that you have, they are probably doing a certificate in something as well. So it's so nice to pick their brains about cases and asking for help, basically. We love asking for help. To answer the question of finding sustainability in my career, this is a question that I'm working on, and I'm constantly seeking advice and asking about other vets' perspectives, especially vets that are 5, 6, 10 years down the line, see what they think. At the moment, most of them seem to say that a sustainable way to go is to cut down your hours, work less hours, have more hours outside of work to, look after your family, your hobbies, and things like that. So a lot of the vets that I've spoken to on courses are part-time. And they seem to be happy in that situation. So, something to think about. The last thing is how to be happy in your career and how to be happy as a vet. I recently read somewhere that happiness, or a source of happiness, is when your values are aligned with your day-to-day actions. So I know it sounds a bit like wishy-washy, but what does that actually mean? First, you need to identify your values. And I sat down in a coffee shop yesterday
figuring out what my values are. After some trial and error, I found that growth is a value that I value a lot. Helping others, so helping society, if I can do that every day. And what was the other one? Growth, helping others. Family is a value that I cherish because, you know, I want to give back to my family, basically. That's a key factor. Enthusiasm, I value enthusiasm, so being excited about the work you do, being excited about life, that's a very important value for me. And fun, so having fun, because life can be short sometimes, so why would you not want to have fun in this short span of time you have on earth? So growth, helping others, family, enthusiasm and fun, these are my values at the moment that I have identified. And the next step is to make sure that my daily actions, so how I interact in life, at work, and friends, families, things like that, if I can have these values or practice them every day, it can be a source of happiness, I've been told. So that is the experiment that we will conduct. Let me know if you have any words of wisdom to share, if you are a baby vet or a boomer vet, a senior vet, someone who has felt a similar way of feeling lost and found their way out of this, I suppose, figuring out how to have a sustainable career in veterinary medicine, because the staff shortages is a real problem and retention crisis basically is a real problem. So if we can all come together and find solutions to stay in the profession and help our fellow animals that need our help, I think that would be very good, a good outcome. So yeah, so enjoy the rest of the sceneries. I'll take you around and see a little bit of autumn leaves, waterfalls and sights, and have a lovely weekend. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I feel like I'm in my little fairyland, storybook land. Okay, still be careful not to walk here when there's not a lot of people. You need to be safe if you're hiking. I can see loads of people there, so we're good. But yeah, be careful if you're a solo female walking around in the woods. But it's so pretty. Nature is so pretty. I love how the trees are just so yellow and colorful. Hard to stay sad when everything looks so pretty. Just in awe of nature. Wow. It's actually my second time here. I'm still amazed.